sorry, Olivia. Oh, God, you would not believe the type of day I've had today. You know, the sort where you should just stay in bed.
Hi, Nikki. Look, if you don't have time to meet today, we can reschedule another time. Look, I only booked this time because it looked like you didn't have any other spaces left, because I know you're off for 2 weeks starting on Monday.
Yeah, can't wait. No, look, it's fine. It's fine. I've just got to send this email really quickly, okay? Just bear with me. There we go. Great. Gone. Okay, so what did you want to talk about?
Oh, well, yeah, so I sent an agenda with the appointment. Did you see it?
You sent it with the appointment?
Don't worry, I really wanted to talk about a situation that happened a couple of weeks ago now.
Agenda attachment.
Yeah, look, don't worry about the agenda. I really wanted to discuss about a particular situation, so it really doesn't matter.
Okay, so what did you want to talk about?
Well, a couple of weeks ago I had to meet with this patient on the ward to discuss his discharge plans, and his family came to the meeting as well, and I couldn't book a room, so we had to have the meeting by the patient's bedside, which isn't ideal in the first place.
Well, you know what it's like getting a room in this place. I remember when I was training, there weren't even curtains between beds in shared rooms. Just ignore that. I've never worked out how to use the press forward, whatever it's called anyway.
Right, well, yeah, so I was trying to discuss with the patient about his discharge plans, and as I was trying to talk, the 3 of his children started arguing about what should happen or whether he should go in a home, like in front of their father, and he gets a bit confused, but he isn't deaf, and they started talking about him as if he wasn't there, and he was getting upset, and then they started arguing and having to go at each other, and then it got pretty ugly pretty quickly.
Hold on. Was this on the rehab ward? I heard about this. Was this when security got involved?
Well, yes, unfortunately. One of the staff members stepped in and called security, and one of the family members were escorted off the premises. But I'd really like to discuss about ways how I could handle a situation like that in the future so it doesn't get to that state.
No way. That was your patient. People were talking about that in a manager's meeting the other day, and it was like, well, basically hilarious. I mean, can you imagine it? A whole family like shouting and swearing at each other in a hospital ward. Oh my God.
It was pretty shocking at the time. I mean, I had no idea what to do, and at one stage I thought one of the brothers was gonna hit their father or even me.
Well, it makes you realise your own family aren't as bad, doesn't it? But look, those instances are so rare, you'll probably never ever have to deal with it again. I just wouldn't worry about it.
I'm sorry, Nikki, your next patient's here. They asked me to tell you.
Do you mean my 2:30? He's 30 minutes early. Can you just shove him in the waiting room and tell him I will be there at 2:30? Sorry about that. Half the time my patients don't show up, and now I've got one that's arrived 30 minutes early.
Well, did you want to leave this and go see them? We can talk another time.
No. It's fine. I'm going to see them soon enough anyway. Now, where were we? Oh yes, the fighting. Now, my advice to you would be, don't worry about it. Let it go. It's finished. The family have gone. Did the patient go home in the end?
Yes, but...
Well, there you are then. You know, the patient went home. You're not going to have to see the crazy family anymore. Time to move on. Just let it go.
I felt like I really handled the situation really badly, and I wanted to discuss ways how I could handle a situation like that in the future, like to prevent it from getting to that point.
Yes, but you won't be in that position again, will you? Look, they've gone. The crazies have left the building. You handled it really, really well. You didn't get hit, did you?
Well, no, but I mean...
You just need to become more assertive. That's what we need to work on. So if you ever find yourself in a situation like that again, say people are having a tussle and a bit of a fight, you stand your ground and you just say, "Stop fighting!" Just like that, okay? I say it to my dogs all the time and it works pretty good actually. Sometimes I have to take a stick to them, but it's not very often. But in meetings, you see, you're pretty quiet really, aren't you?
Well, yes, I sometimes, but it's because I'm listening, I think, and I don't think it would have worked telling them to stop fighting. They were pretty big guys and I doubt they would have listened to me.
What I'm going to prescribe for you is when you go home, stand in front of the mirror and say, "I am strong." And you could even say, "Stop fighting." Just like that, you see? And that's going to help enormously. Visualize stepping into a ring, a heavyweight boxing ring.
Heavyweight boxing. Are you for real?
Yeah, definitely. Like all those sports people use. You don't need a supervisor. You just need to practice standing in front of the mirror each day. And that reminds me of something else I once did.
Look, sorry to interrupt again, Nikki. That patient's getting really agitated. They said they're not going to wait much longer.
Well, just reschedule him for me. Oh, hold on, hang on. Though with my leave coming up, I'm not going to be able to see him for a fair while. So, look, tell him I'll see him now and I'll be there in a minute. Okay, thanks. I tell you, this patient does my head in. I'm really, really sorry, Olivia. I've got to cut our meeting short. But I've got to go and see him. It's no good. Okay, now, if you can just work on those strategies that we've talked about today and help, it's going to help improve your assertiveness. Okay, I think that's really going to help you. And just remember, just look forward to looking after the nice ones. Okay, all right. You take care. Now I'm going to be off for a few weeks, but when I get back, if you want to meet again, all right? Okay, see ya.
All right, okay, thanks.
Come in.
Hi, Nikki. Is it okay to come in?
Hi, yes, come in. Sit down. I am so sorry I missed our last supervision session when I was off sick, so thanks very much for rescheduling for today. Really appreciate it.
No problem, there's a few bugs going around lately, hey. So I sent an agenda for today's session with notes from last time.
Yeah, I got that and I went through them and it looks to me like you want to discuss a particular case today.
Yeah, there's one particular case, if that's okay. It became pretty tense and was a difficult situation, and I'd like to talk about ways how I could handle it better in the future.
Okay, so whatever is best for you. Would you like to start by telling me the situation you found yourself in?
Well, I had to meet with a patient on the ward a couple of weeks ago and to discuss his discharge plans, and his family came in there as well and for the meeting, and I couldn't book a room, so we had to have the meeting at the patient's bedside, which isn't ideal in the first place.
Okay, I can see that this situation has upset you. So do you want to just start and tell me exactly what happened?
Sorry, it's just I've been going, since it happened, I've been thinking about it, thinking what I could have done. Well, I was discussing with the patient about the discharge options, and as we were talking, his family were talking and started arguing about whether he should what should happen, or whether he should go in a home. Like, this was in front of their father, and he gets a bit confused, but he isn't deaf. And then he started getting upset because, well, they were talking about him as if he wasn't there, and then all these families started, well, 3 of the children started arguing, having a go, and it just got pretty ugly pretty quickly. And then security were called and the family were escorted off the premises.
Wow. Now, this isn't a situation that you would encounter every day. So, how did it leave you feeling after this happened?
Well, I felt terrible for the patient. He's such a lovely man, and at one point I thought one of them were gonna hit their father or even me. I felt so embarrassed that it got that far, and the other patients and the other nurses on the ward would have heard them, and surely there was something I could have done to stop it from happening, and I'm just not so good with dealing with conflict.
So what I'm hearing is that it was a very difficult and scary situation for you, and that you have difficulty handling situations of conflict. Would that be right?
Yes, exactly. I didn't handle the situation very well, and I've been going over and over in my head, and I just feel so bad.
Now, before you start getting too down on yourself, let's just acknowledge that this was a very unusual situation, okay? For a situation to get that heated in the middle of a hospital ward, have you ever been in a situation like that before?
No, never. I have no idea what to do.
Okay, let's take a step back. All right, Olivia, you are a really great clinician, yes? Okay. You have developed a range of experience in different areas, and you are someone that new and inexperienced staff look up to. And one of the really great things about you is the way that you care for your patients as individuals. So, let's look at the situation in a different way, okay? So, first, let's look at what was actually very positive in the situation. And then, let's have a look at how you could maybe do things differently in the future, bearing in mind there are things that are completely out of your control and that you cannot change. From there, we could put together a summary of things you could try if you ever found yourself in that situation again. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that sounds fine. Do you have time to discuss all those things today?
Absolutely. I don't have any patients this afternoon, and one of the other girls is looking after my pager and my phone, okay? So let's start by looking at what you felt went well with this situation, and have a think about what happened and what you were pleased with.
Well, I'm pleased that getting all the family there was an achievement. They were all so busy, and at the beginning I thought they didn't take their father's care seriously, and they thought that he would just get back to the way he was before, but that just wasn't the case.
That's great. So what else were you pleased with?
Well, I was pleased the way I planned. I had researched all the options for their dad.